Just when I thought I escaped, just when I thought I got away, you find me and you torment me again. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the 5 worst songs of 1983. Yep, this shit is fucking everywhere, isn't it? This new wave, disco rock, and these abominations that sound like country, but apparently are a mix of alt-rock and post-punk. These same 20-ish songs from the 1980s get more fucking airplay than top 40 music from being streamed in grocery stores all across the country, or at least in the South and Midwest. Working in a grocery store again, it was only going to be a matter of time before the 80s playlist would exacerbate the torment of being forced to participate in the atrocious system of capitalism. And it has. And it quickly reawakened my passionate hatred for this kind of music. It's not even just at work anymore. So I moved to Texas this year, right? I moved into a neighborhood with a community swimming pool and gym. If it's not like the recent pop stuff, like stuff that's been released in the past 5 or so years, it's this shit. I guess it's not enough to listen to this music for 8.5 hours at work, gotta make it 9 while I get my exercise in. I guess this is just what happens when top 40 music becomes irrelevant. Cold War era relics become inescapable. Before I dive into it though, I need to stress something. A little disclaimer that has changed how I do these kinds of videos. This video is not meant to be a mean-spirited insult to the artist. The way I feel about these songs is subjective and is merely a criticism of the musician's efforts. And it's a long story as to how I transitioned into this line of thinking, but it happened shortly after P. Diddy was arrested. I found out that Justin Bieber, Usher, and possibly several others, think one-hit wonders, were groomed by Diddy. Justin Bieber particularly, you know how hateful I was towards him, but P. Diddy's arrest brought rumors of Diddy grooming Bieber to my eyes, and I thought it was harrowing. 14 years of hate, and it was all for a kid that had been preyed on, manipulated, and controlled. Passed around by P. Diddy and the Kardashians. That's over, and so is hating any other artist that is not either a reactionary or a sexual predator. That's why this isn't a worst songs of 2024 list. One of the main reasons anyway, but I also just didn't care enough to look into any of the mainstream songs this year had to offer. P. Diddy's done for, Justin Bieber was groomed, and there are new stars. I kinda just want to move on entirely, safe from bougies and predators. But don't think for a second that I'm not going to mock and criticize shitty music when I hear it. That's what today's video is. So let's start with the 5 worst songs of 1983, and number 5 is Come Dancing by the Kinks. It's a shame, really, because I really like a lot of the older Kinks material, especially from the 60s. What the fuck happened here? No 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 no. No, 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 no. It is rare, even for metal bands, to play for 20 plus years and not lose their shine, but this is almost depressing. It's probably the effect of having had this song forced on me probably 1,000 fucking times now, and I'm not just saying that either. The brass band in the song doesn't really help matters either. It sounds like they hired some high school band to play that clip. I get that recording equipment wasn't as good in the 80s, but come on. The production on the guitar is decent. They couldn't do the same for their brass band? It sounds raw. And besides that, was there no alternative to brass? Like a string orchestra, woodwind, piano, a cappella, maybe cranking the distortion up on the guitar? Anything would have been better, I feel. And please, don't make me prove that I can do better, because I probably can. 5 hours on Mixcraft is about all I need to turn any 80s cheesewave song into an epic masterpiece that would have been well ahead of its time. Number 4 is Always Something There to Remind Me by The Naked Eyes. When I first heard this song, I thought it was some kind of celebration music. Da da da, da da da, da 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 da. What the hell are these people so damn happy about? The Naked Eyes, they're called. I could have gone my entire life without hearing a single song from them, but here we are, all because someone out there is stuck 40 years in the past, and for some reason thinks this is peak music. Maybe, though it could just be a thing with consumerism. This song goes from sounding like celebration music to sounding like the most typical generic grocery store song ever. Again, though, it wouldn't be an issue if I didn't hear this song every fucking day. I've probably heard it at least a few hundred times total. Always something there to remind me. Of what? Remind you of what? Oh, I guess about his former lover. God damn, get over it, man. I like how the line after it is, I was born to love her and I will never be free. Apparently I was born to be tormented by this music, and I'll never be free from it. Just holding on to hope that in 10 years, grocery stores will be playing 90s music on repeat. I really wouldn't mind toiling away to some Max Coveri, but I also wouldn't mind not having to toil away at all. Alright, number 3 is I'm Still Standing by Elton John. Definitely wanted to hear this song for the 926th time. I'm still standing. This song just feels like a slap in the face now, because Elton John still somehow manages to crack the top 10, though I think it can mostly be attributed to working with newer pop stars and rappers. That doesn't make it any less baffling though, because I don't see how anyone who makes songs like this, as well as I guess that's why they call it the blues, can still top the charts 40 years into the future. Again, maybe it's just hearing this song hundreds of times every day for months at a time, but I want to puke every time I hear this song. I'm still standing after all this time. I'm still standing. Yeah. Do me a favor and go stand somewhere I can't fucking see you, okay? Got to say though, it's a miracle that he's not at least using a walker at his current age. Number 2 is All Through the Night by Cyndi Lauper. While Girls Just Want to Have Fun has been more inescapable as of late, I still think this song is worse. Don't get me wrong, Girls Just Want to Have Fun has been played to fucking death recently, even being used as a sample for a Nicki Minaj song that came out last year. But I have to say, I kind of feel lucky that I don't have to hear meow 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 over and over again. But I also don't expect it to stay off the radio for very much longer. Cyndi Lauper used to not be that horrible to listen to, but this song, and the fact, again, that I've probably heard this song more times than I've listened to any one metal song, has tainted my perception of her as an artist. God damn it, shoot me please if you're going to sing along to her music. Fuck off. And especially shoot me if this fucking song is going to be a daily torment. That's right. The number 1 worst song of the 1980s, and by extension the worst song of 1983, is 99 Luftballons by Nina. Ugh, what the fuck? What is this shit? She sings in German, which Till fucking Lindemann from Rammstein sings in German too, and he isn't dog awful. I could sing better than Nina if I tried. This is probably the one song on this list that I could not redeem, not successfully anyway. The song in general is just fucking awful. I don't think even removing Nina singing entirely would make it good. It doesn't matter if it's an instrumental, or Elton John is on vocals, or if fucking Till is on vocals. It doesn't matter if a choir is singing, or if there's a violin or a flute in place of the vocals. It's going to fucking suck no matter what's done to it. Nina in particular sounds like she was just picked up by a record producer, dropped into a studio, and told to sing with no prior rehearsal or even singing lessons. Singing is not her talent. When this song stopped coming on the radio at my old deli job, I was so fucking happy. At least as happy as I could be while being force-fed other 80s new wave stinkers. But unfortunately, my luck would run out at some point, as it has been on the radio at my new job. It's part of the reason I decided to do this list in particular, just for an opportunity to revoice my infernal and undying hatred for this song, while also talking trash on the other 4 shit takes. Not to mention the song's anti-communist undertones and fear-mongering, where the song is about 99 red balloons floating towards the Berlin Wall and provoking the Soviet Union into firing their nukes off. Please get this shit out of my face. This is not an anti-war song, but Cold War-era liberal propaganda. And that concludes my list of the 5 worst songs of 1983. Dishonorable mentions go to In a Big Country by Big Country, Karma Chameleon by Culture Club, Red Red Wine by UB40, fuck kind of name is that, Girls Just Wanna Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper, and I guess that's why they call it the blues by Elton John. Say, how would you guys like more of this? I've got another list of terrible songs coming in spring, but I was thinking, what if I went back and redid some of the lists I put out a few years ago? Because there are some remarks I made specifically on the worst songs of the 1980s and the worst songs of 1987 that I no longer agree with. I'll probably revise those lists at some point and publish the final product, and who knows, I might not even stop there. Worst songs lists that I made for the 2010s as well as the 2020s might see revision as well. I might even do some parodies of songs. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what you thought of this video. Did you like it? If so, click the thumbs up button, share it with your friends, and please subscribe if you feel so inclined, and click the bell to get notified. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye guys.